So, are all men sexual predators? One young lady wants to know why that seems like it's the case. We'll talk about it next on Pastor Bob's Coffee Break. Agape, God's love, love at full volume. One of my favorite mugs that we have. We have a few, as you can see. Drinking some HEADBANGERS Brew, our winter blend. That's the back. This is the front. Brewed Awakening. So good. And we add that to 9 other blends that we have for sale. And in K-Cups, 5-pound bags, however you like it, decaf, regular, yeah, we got it all. Right here, wearemedalwearefamily.com. Dear Pastor Bob, I'm a 27-year-old single woman, not by choice. I think she says she's not single by choice, she's not a woman by choice. I guess that's true too. I have dated several guys through the years, all Christians, all perverts. Most seemed godly at first, but then after a while, their true colors came out. I refused to have sex before marriage. The pressure from each one of them ruined the relationships for me. How can I trust a man after marriage if he isn't honorable before marriage? Are all men like this? Well, guys, what do you think? Are many men like this? Yes. Sadly, yes. You know, hormones are not your friend sometimes. Sometimes your hormones are your worst enemy. And you have to make some decisions. You have to draw some lines before you get there. I always tell people when your motor starts running, you're going off the cliff. Yeah. So, safeguards. Decide how far you're going to go and don't go any further. Don't be alone with a woman in the wee hours of the morning or in compromising situations. Or, you have a choice with all of this. And agree what your boundaries are so that you stick with them. Because, sex is a very difficult thing for so many people. And everybody says, well, I can stop. Well, a lot of people say, wow, I thought I could stop. Yeah. So you've got to be to that place where you've decided that you're not going to go any farther. And there are a lot of men that have made some very poor choices, some that I've been very surprised at. And you're right. How can you trust a man after marriage if you can't trust him before marriage? And it always takes its toll. You say, well, I'm going to marry her once we get married. So, sex before marriage, it's like having sex with my wife. No, it isn't. You don't have the commitment of marriage, and it will mess you up a little bit. I promise you, it will. And I'm sure we're going to have a lot of testimonials below from people that say that same thing. Wish I would have waited. Yeah. Let's go to some scripture right away from Ephesians today. Ephesians chapter 5 and verses 3 and 4. And it says, but sexual immorality and all moral impurity, indecent, offensive behavior, or greed must not be even hinted at among you, as it's proper among saints. For as believers, our way of life, whether in public or in private, reflects the validity of our faith. What you do shows who you are. That's what it's saying. So be careful that you are not struggling with moral impurity. It shows where you're at. Indecent, offensive behavior. And it says this will all give you away and will reflect the validity, the value of your faith. Let there be no filthiness and silly talk or coarse and obscene or vulgar joking, because such things are not appropriate for believers, but instead speak of your thankfulness to God instead. You know, this is a big one, and I actually talked about this yesterday at the sanctuary meeting, that I have people that, that have a problem with a dirty mouth. Their language isn't good, and they cuss a lot. Christians. And I had one encounter not that long ago where I said, you really need to clean up your language. It reflects who you are. And the guy said, well, I just can't help it. It's just one of those things that I struggle with. And I said, isn't it interesting that you've never cussed around me before? How many hours have we spent talking? You've never cussed around me before. If you can hold your tongue around me, you can hold your tongue around everyone. No more excuses for all of you. No more excuses. You can help it. And it's a matter of getting a hold of your language, a hold of your heart. And out of the mouth, the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. It's a heart problem. So this is all important, folks. And again, it reflects who you are. And this young lady that says, I can't find a husband because they're just perverts out there. Are all men perverts like this? Very sad. Well, no, they're not all perverts. A whole lot of them are. And not that they're necessarily perverts, but they're people who have not planned and not executed that plan, and planning for sex after marriage and not before. Planning for getting to know a person and getting to know their heart and sharing a love for Christ together that's not polluted by immorality. And that's a plan, and it's a decision that everybody makes, just like cussing. You can decide not to. Yeah, you can. But you got to decide before you get there. Again, because once your motor gets running, you can't stop the car. So make some decisions, all of you today. Make some decisions that will carry you through a relationship where you honor the other person. Just saying. Don't forget, you are blessed. Go and be a blessing. Hello, Metal family. So I'm excited for the next Immortal Fest. Such great bands, such great people. I hope you're going to be one of them. I'll be there hosting both events this summer. Really excited to spend time with the bands and to spend time with you. Sunday at the first event on the 28th of July will be the Sanctuary Day. We're going to have a service. We're going to have our worship team. We're going to have some special guests. We're going to have a good time. And I hope that you plan to come, and some surprises still to come too. So both events, first July 26th through 28th, and the other the first week of September. Great bands, great time together, family time. We are metal, we are family. I hope to see you there.